I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Booby.
And Colby and Chip.
Blah, 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 blah. Fit for an autopsy. Still we destroy.
Yep. Shout out to the big homie Josh.
Shout out to the big homie Josh. We've got a $75 Patreon partner tier where you can get your favorite local band or no-name band some exposure.
Yep.
And then the evil people in the village found their life hack to satisfy capitalist Sori's insatiable greed for mammon.
You are so terrible. Wow. No, I just feel like that if people want to have a song reacted to, they should be able to find a way to have that done.
So, here we go. Fit for an Autopsy. If you want to check out timely, topical, political commentary, you can check us out at Middle America with Vin and Sori. Or
you can see behind the scenes with us at My Sori Life.
If you want one of these badass shirts, you can check us out at
the description there, down there below us.
Village Mercantile. All right, so this is...
So what's the name of the band? Is it Fit For An Autopsy?
Fit For an Autopsy is the name of the band.
That is a long-ass name.
Well, I mean, it's got death and stuff, and this is another band everybody wanted us to do, and we never got to. So here we go. Fit For an Autopsy, Still We Destroy. Let's go!
Wow. Ooh, they're good.
Children of the Corn Syrup.
What?
Children of the Corn Syrup. I just saw that.
Oh.
That's one of the songs on their record. Yikes! This is I went to check to see if this was a Christian band. They're not. But good Lord.
What do you mean, good Lord?
Well, I mean, a Christian could have written this song. We were born with death upon our backs, playing
that
God will
part.
never be enough. We want the heaven without the hell, but the devil knows better than us. He'll just let us destroy ourselves.
Yeah, that part I could throw in with you, but the beginning, no.
Really? I am human, I am horror, I'm the creator and destroyer, a black cloud of corrosive breath. I'm the giver, the taker, the messenger of death.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Isn't that total depravity?
I guess, yeah, but to me it was like, I'm the giver, the taker, the messenger of death. I don't know, it seemed like more of a supernatural being.
Well, it starts off, I am human.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This is where you get the free space in Vingo, because in Vingo, it's a bingo game that gets played on the, what form is that? What platform is that?
It's when you do firesides.
No, but what do they do? Discord. The
Oh.
Discord firesides. They have all these,
I thought it wasn't supposed to be like completely publicized.
well, it's too bad. They already said it, so
It's true.
what are you gonna do? But yeah, it's mind-blowing to me that anybody disagrees with the idea of original sin. I don't believe anybody disagrees with that. I don't think that people think how can you write a song like this and be a big famous band?
No, yeah.
And I've never, a matter of fact, we've reviewed 700 plus songs?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a song that talks about how awesome human beings are?
But it's metal.
So? There's songs about love and all this and kids and
Yeah.
shit. I've never heard a metal song. Human beings are the greatest thing ever.
Right.
Like, we're awesome. It's always pretty much the same theme about humanity.
That's true.
It's like that Dimmu Borgir song where basically these androids come and they just decide they're just going to eliminate human beings. Mm-hmm. And that's when I said, why is everybody mad at God for flooding the earth? But when we come up with an idea of androids, they decide they're going to wipe us all out because we suck so bad. Mm-hmm. What's the difference? Everybody's telling the same story.
Right.
I am human, I am horror, I'm the creator and destroyer, black cloud of corrosive breath, I'm the giver, the taker, the messenger of death. Woo! That's probably the hardest introduction to a song I've heard in quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. Yeah.
Like, it's right there, boom, in your face, here we are!
The song had that feel to it through the whole time.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, you think about self-awareness, relentless in our pride of never-ending faults, we make the oceans rise and cities turn into salt.
Yeah.
Which is a very interesting line. What do you mean the city turns into salt?
I didn't understand that part.
Well, remember Sodom and Gomorrah?
I thought of that when she turned into salt.
And then think about it, we make the oceans rise. What's ocean water? Salt.
Salty.
Yeah. So everything's backwards. Like, cities are supposed to rise and oceans are supposed to be salty. But we make the oceans rise due to global warming, right?
Okay, yeah.
And then, it's if you've got the ultimate cataclysm, it's gonna basically flood the earth, and then now the cities have turned into salt. So Jordan Peterson had this interesting idea about the flood, where he was like, every major culture has some sort of flood narrative, and then he, because Jordan Peterson never answers questions directly about what he believes or he doesn't believe. Mm-hmm. But he says, he brought up global warming, climate change, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so you have all these prophets basically telling us, we got to do something about this or we're going to seriously create a catastrophe here. Mm-hmm. And he paralleled that with Noah, who was saying something bad's going to happen, and so Noah starts making these preparations because whatever. Mm-hmm. And so Peterson's like, well, how can you really tell a distinction between God's judgment and human self-destruction?
Yeah.
He's like, how can you splice those as being different? Because your abuse of the planet that he told you not to abuse, now the planet's fighting you back with climate change and all that. And so if a whole bunch of us die due to climate change, a person's gonna say, oh, well, that had nothing to do with God, it's whatever. And Peterson's like, how can you tell the difference?
Well, yeah.
And it's like my man Augustine says, sin is its own punishment.
Yeah.
Sin is its own punishment. Like, if you want to go and live against God's created order, if you want to go and say, give God the middle finger and live life however you want to do it, then fine. Of course, the irony of all this is that an atheist it's more likely to save us from this global warming stuff than or climate change, whatever.
Unfortunately,
than a right-wing Christian would.
Yeah.
Because our team.
They don't care about it.
Yeah, well, it's the theology of God's gonna make us all disappear.
Right.
As a matter of fact, a lot of evangelicals, and this is our team, so we can criticize. A lot of evangelicals are like happy about like all the climate destruction and all the terrible things that are happening with the climate, because they're looking at it like this is an indicator that the world is going to end.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get zapped out of here, and these poor saps are going to have to deal with the Antichrist and floods and all this. So it actually plays into their narrative. So they're not very pro, let's take care of the planet. And then if you're like, hey, we need to worry about the planet, they're all you tree. It's like this, like you people who worry about the planet in evangelicalism are like shame.
Yeah.
It's just very weird stuff. Like, you know, so it's very interesting. Like, please, atheist scientists, help us before my grandkids. I mean, think about it.
I know.
It's madness.
I know.
So relentless in our prize of never-ending faults.
FYI, we still have 2 trash cans, one for bottles and one for trash.
That's right. For sure.
We made that change back when you listened to that.
The Niebla Viscaris record,
the
As Icicles Fall.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I kept saying it should have been called Mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, As Icicles Fall. Yep.
ALC just she was talking about like the earth and taking care of the earth and how God told us to keep and tend the garden and things like that, and Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh, yeah.
And so she was talking about that, and and then she brought up the Bible. She did this like 3-sentence thing, which was completely masterful, but basically said, you shouldn't need anything. It's just common sense. You should take care of the earth, but since you're throwing the Bible at me about taking care of the earth, because the whole Green New Deal thing.
Yeah.
And so she masterfully explained from a biblical perspective why you should take care of the earth. Yeah, it was.
Good for her.
Well, yeah, but it was just like the oddest thing. I'm like, this 27-year-old whatever has to explain to this 55-year-old evangelical from the Bible about why he should leave the earth in such a state that we don't all end up dying in some horrible cataclysmic flood. It's like, it's bananas to me. No time to care about the cost of living, civilized suicide, no exoneration. This is our home, yet still we destroy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Like we're wrecking everything.
Bizarre. Because most people don't go into their home where they live and just wreck the place. You have certain things that you do to keep it in order and keep it clean and keep it nice.
Right.
But then our planet, which we should care about more than our home.
And think about this. Most adults are thinking about having the house paid off so that they can give it to their kids.
Yeah.
The kid can liquidate it or do whatever he wants with it.
Why is it not something that they think about as far as the planet goes?
But with the planet, it's flipped. With the planet, it's like, I'm going to enjoy this thing as much as I can in my lifetime and let the kids handle. Yeah. You know the story about Hezekiah?
I know, yeah.
Isaiah goes up to Hezekiah and says, look, family, your son is going to become a eunuch. They're going to, whatever. And they're all going to get let off into captivity.
Yeah.
And yada, yada,
This is
yada,
a prophet that was talking to him.
This is a prophet saying this to the king about his own family. And then the Hezekiah goes, well, the Lord's will be done. And just so that you don't get, blown away by the guy's humble acceptance of God's will, the narrator says, for Hezekiah said to himself, there will be peace in my days.
So he didn't care what was going to happen to his kids.
So
as long as it wasn't happening to him, he was good.
Yeah.
Isn't he the same guy that when he found out he was going to die, he bawled his eyes out?
Yeah. The previous chapter, the prophet said, hey man, you're going to die. You're sick. You're not going to recover. It's over for you. Khalas. We're preparing your janazah, which is a funeral rite. And then he went to the corner and he cried. The Bible's weird, really crazy details, but he went to the corner and he cried.
It says corner?
Yeah, he went to the wall and he cried. And then God said, all right, fine, I'll give you 15 years. He didn't say, well, hey, the Lord's will be done.
Right.
He heard he was going to die, and he's like, hey, come on, let's work something out here. But then he hears about the destruction that's going to happen in the next generation. He's like, oh, we good, we Gucci.
The Lord's will be done.
Stuck for a while.
I know, it's crazy. And he pulled God into it. You know?
Well, yeah. And the same thing that people do with global warming. It's like, oh, God wouldn't let blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you mean God wouldn't? If you take a match to your house, dum-dum, God's not going to, I mean, he might. I mean, stuck for a lot. I can't say what God's going to do or not going to do in a given situation. He might say, you're too stupid to, But a lot of times, if you're an idiot and you want to set fire to your own house, God's not going to stop you. Right. So there's no guarantee that God's going to make it so that the planet, you can completely abuse and destroy the planet and misuse everything.
And everything's just going to go on like as if you hadn't done that.
Okay. I am human, I am horror. You know what I really like about this song?
What?
Is that he uses everything as first person. So he says I and he says we. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't put himself above other human beings. Yeah.
So it's not a preachy one?
Well, yeah, I don't like preachy songs. Like when
they look like they've arrived and they're telling other people.
Yeah, it's us.
Yeah.
We do it.
Yep.
And it's still we destroy. And I think that that's a very important concept. Mm-hmm. And of course the name of the record is Hellbound, which is another interesting concept, right? Like we're hellbound, but why? Mm-hmm. I can already tell children of the corn syrup, like, we're feeding kids all this stuff and then, they're all obese and they're all, at the edge of death because we don't know how to. So, I mean, this is a really, really interesting record. There was one part where it was like right in the middle. Was it Bright Blood Red
right there? Yeah.
When the music changed, play that part again.
Oh.
That part was insane. Where was it?
Oh, man.
It's right here. Right there. That black metal tremolo stuff. Yeah, that was crazy. We were born with death upon our backs.
Yeah, I know.
Playing God will never be enough. It's true.
Yep.
It's never enough for people. There's always got to be something else.
Yeah.
Got to be something else. And it's true. The devil knows better than us. He'll just let us destroy ourselves. It's like a lot of things that get attributed to Satan. The Old Testament doesn't really do a lot of Satan discussion.
Right.
A lot of the evil that you see in the Old Testament is just like generally it's just boom located in human sinfulness.
Right.
In the New Testament you kind of see a backdrop and you see like, whoa, there's a whole bunch of stuff happening behind the scenes here spiritually, right? The Old Testament is like, no, you just suck as a person. You don't need the devil to. You don't need the devil to do anything. You are bad enough yourself to wreck everything. Mm-hmm. And I think I think that's like one of the biggest misconceptions about the role of the devil or demons in the Bible is that they're almost given these like divine, so that they get to take credit for every bad thing that happens.
Yeah, they become bigger than they really. He becomes bigger than he really is because. Right. Then you think every bad thing, oh, that's the devil, oh, that's the devil. Well, no, some of it's just you made a decision. It was a horrible decision, and you reap the consequences of that decision. And, I remember that time that girl had borrowed money from me, and it just turned into a big mess because, remember that whole situation? And then she took some of the money, like I gave her extra money so I said, hey, use this if you land in an emergency. And so she took that money and took an extra detour on her trip. So there was no emergency, it was just she wanted to take a detour. Well, while she was on the detour, her purse got stolen and different things happened. So then a real emergency was happening, and you know, there was no little bumper there for her to be able to use to be able to take care of the situation. But anyway, I remember like you and I were kind of having the discussion with her together, and she was saying like, these things always happen to me, and you were like, she's making the choices. Like, if she hadn't have done that, was dishonest of her to take that money and act like it was an emergency and go on that extra trip. And so then she landed herself in a situation where she happened to be at this other place she wouldn't have been at, where she forgot her purse, which wouldn't have happened. Somebody stole her purse, and you know, all these things happen. And it's not that, you know, life just keeps shoving this stuff down her throat, but it's that she made dishonest choices. And when you choose to live like that in the world, then yeah, stuff happens.
Right.
You can't blame it on the gods, you know? Like,
you can't blame God, you can't blame Allah, and you can't blame Shaitan.
Right. You made that choice.
Yeah. Like, you know, like, I feel, especially
every time I punch somebody, I get hit.
Right.
Why does this happen to me?
Right.
It always happens to me.
And you gotta figure, like, if I was the devil and somebody was setting fire to their own house, I'd just leave them alone.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go to somebody who's actually building their house.
Right.
Like, if you're the type of person that constantly puts themselves in bad situations and bad stuff happens to you, I assure you, it's most likely not the devil.
Yeah.
The devil, like, you just like, man, this guy, I'm good. Let's go after this functional individual over here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Crazy to me. But, yeah, this is a good song. What do you give it? Still We Destroy.
9.2.
You know what's interesting?
What?
Is the first song on the record is The Great Gift of the World,
yeah.
and then the next song is Still We Destroy.
Oh, yep.
So here we've been given this great gift, which is the world, which is, I'm assuming, what that first record is about, and then the very next one is, but here we are continuously destroying.
Still We Destroy, yep.
Crazy. What do you give the song?
And a 9.2, I think is what I said.
I give it a 9.8. I don't know why I'm not giving it a 10, but I'm not. But it's a 9.8. Very good song. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.
We will never return.